Okay, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming and joining us. Megan and I have been doing these calls every week for our challenge groups, and for the last couple months, we've done one specifically on Shakeology information, and it's really been great for people in our challenge groups who are always using the product to really kind of dive a little bit deeper into the information about the product. So we thought we would kind of open it up to everyone tonight. I put it on my public page. I think Megan did too, as well as some other coaches on our team, just so you would be welcome, even if you haven't tried the product before, just to come on here and learn a little bit more information about it. Now, I will start by saying I am not a nutritionist, and I am definitely not a fitness expert, and neither is Megan. Megan is a registered nurse, so we do have a little bit of credibility here, but I really am the type of person that doesn't necessarily need a lot of facts about things. I like to try it, and if it works for me, and if I like it, I'm going to keep doing it. So I'm going to give you sort of my version and my story with Shakeology, and then Megan's going to take over, and she's going to give you a little bit more of the factual information about Shakeology, which is great to have. It's good to know what you're putting into your body. She's done a lot of studying and researching about Shakeology, which I love because I can learn from her and I don't actually have to do the reading myself because I probably wouldn't understand it anyways. About 3 years ago, I started using Shakeology. I had tried it prior to that once, and I didn't like it, to be honest with you. I tried it, and it tasted gross, and I really, at that point in time in my life, was looking for something to get me skinny, to help me get skinny, and it tasted disgusting. So I put it to the back of the cupboard and didn't touch it again until I actually met my coach about 3 years ago. I had already gone through quite a weight loss transformation, but I was stuck at a pretty big plateau, and I'd been there for probably a good 6 years. And I connected with my coach, and she talked to me about the 21-day fix program, which probably a lot of you are familiar with. I started that program and I decided to go all in, which included Shakeology. You can imagine that I was a little bit apprehensive about it because I had tried it before and didn't like it. However, she explained to me that I probably wasn't mixing it properly, and she was bang on. I had just been mixing it in a shaker cup with just probably lukewarm water. So of course it wasn't going to taste very good. So she shared with me some different recipes to try, and quickly I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the taste. And as I said, pretty simple. I really didn't necessarily care about the superfoods in it and all the vitamins and nutrients at that point in time. All I really thought was, if this thing is going to help me lose these pounds, then I am in. So it did. At first it did. I think what happened is it replaced some things that I was missing in my diet. I had been dieting for years. So I had been cutting carbs. I'd been, I tried everything in the whole world to try and lose weight. And I basically had got my body into a position that it was really deficient in nutrients. So once I started adding Shakeology in, I was replacing those nutrients. So I wasn't having cravings anymore. I wasn't feeling the need to overeat at times. And that's what was happening. I was depleting my body of so much that then a day would come that I would just eat everything in sight. So once I started taking Shakeology on a very regular basis every single day, I didn't do that anymore. So the byproduct of that was I did lose weight. It wasn't because of Shakeology. Shakeology is not this get skinny drink at all. But what it did for me was replaced all the nutrients that I was missing and had been missing for years. So that was kind of the missing link for me. I was always exercising. I was always eating clean, but I was missing a lot of stuff in my diet that I needed. And that's what Shakeology did for me. It replaced that for me. As I continued to use it, I realized some bigger changes were happening with my body. I have a prolactinoma tumor on my pituitary gland, and I've had it for years. But something that happens is I suffer from headaches, and I literally spent 15 years with a headache every single day. It was so bad that I just didn't even really know what life was like without a headache. So I didn't even really realize I was having them anymore. Like that's how life was. I had headaches. And one day I realized I didn't have a headache. I just didn't have a headache. And I really have hardly had one since. And so I really believe that there's something there, whether it's that my body is just balanced now with the right nutrients, or one of the superfoods in there is certainly helping with that particular problem that I had. It's honestly such a blessing to me to function without a headache. And the other thing for me is clear skin. So as I said, I'm like really simple here. I'm giving you like literally the reasons why I drink this. And one is vanity. I suffered from acne so bad. Another sort of side effect of my PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I've had that forever. It's kind of a byproduct of the tumor that I have. And one of the side effects is acne. And I mean, I had teenage acne at like 38 years old. It was just disgusting. But Shakeology has cleared that up. And I do not have acne ever unless I miss it. If I miss more than 3 days of Shakeology, my skin to a T like breaks out. It's almost crazy how it happens. So those are the things that have really changed for me. And I won't stop it, obviously, because of those things. The cravings is a big deal. I am a snacker, but like that, I really love to eat and chew a lot. I could eat and chew all day long. So snacking is a real problem for me. Like I can overeat on broccoli. Like I can just really go all out on food all the time. So I tend to have Shakeology midday because that's when that peaks for me. About 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock is when my snacking person really starts. And I find if I have that, then it is completely controlled for me. I am not running to the pantry at all. If I miss it, I am. That's a daily thing. Like if I decide one day, oh, you know what, I'm not going to have it today because I'd rather have something to eat. Because sometimes I do feel like that. I'd rather have something to chew. It always backfires on me because I will end up with my hands in the pantry at 9 o'clock at night. So those are the things that have really changed for me since starting Shakeology about 3 years ago. And it's something that my whole family has. My husband's had it for 3 years. My daughter, if you follow my page, you know she has it. Like I can't get that kid to eat vegetables. I can't get that kid to eat anything. So I feel really good when she has it every single morning. And it's just like a non-negotiable at our house. She has it, and I know that she has her vegetables and fruit serving, and I feel good about the day. If she like eats nothing, then well, that's her business. You know, at least I've given her something healthy. So we use it. We're that kind of family. My in-laws use it. My mom uses it. Everybody uses it. It's something that we have really embraced as a family, and it's done a lot of really awesome things for us. So that's my story with Shakeology. I'm open to answer any questions, but I'll pass it off to Megan, and she can give us some of the real nitty-gritty information.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about the ingredients and, you know, why I think it's something so important that we all are drinking, and not just for the first 30 days of a program. You know, it's something that I will continue to drink forever, and that I want everyone around me drinking forever, because it's something that I really truly believe in that much. So food-related disease is one of the #1 causes of preventable death in North America. So food-related diseases. Like that's huge. The food we are putting into our body is killing us for the most part. You know, most people are not really looking at the foods that they are putting into themselves, and they are eating out of, you know, emotions or just what they want instead of what they need. And choosing to do that is harming us. It's harming so many of us. So proper nutrition, as we know, if you've been in a challenge group for a little bit, you know that it's 80% of the equation when you're wanting to lose weight and live a healthy lifestyle. If you wanted to eat all the nutrients that your body needs, you would literally have to eat a calorie diet of 24,000 calories a day. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe it's about that 24,000 calories a day just to get in all the nutrients that our bodies need in order to operate the way that we should be operating. So Shakeology has all the nutrients we need in one scoop, in one shake, once a day. We're good. We've gotten it all. So no matter what happens the rest of your day, nutrition-wise, you have given your body what it needs. So I think that's just a really powerful kind of statement, and that right there is enough for me to drink it. And I actually think that's sort of what I remember Michelle posting about when she started as a coach, and that was enough for me to message her and say, okay, what is it you're drinking? I don't care how much it is. Sign me up, basically. That was just enough to know that in one glass, I can get it all, everything I need. So how Shakeology came about, Carl Deichler, he's the CEO of Beachbody. So he is the one that came up with all these home fitness programs that we love. So years ago, his wife, sort of said to him, that's great, you've got all these fitness programs, but we're missing a huge piece. There's a big component missing, and it was the nutrition aspect of all of this. So he said to his wife, if you can go out and find a supplement or a nutritional shake that you like, we will endorse that. Beachbody will endorse that. So off she went. Her name is Isabel Deichler. She went off to find, something that she would drink herself and that Beachbody then could endorse. Unfortunately, nothing that she looked at really fit the bill for her. She found that pretty much everything she looked at had one of three things that were a huge no-no for her. So this is just good to keep in mind. If you are drinking something other than Shakeology, just to maybe look at what it is you're drinking and just make sure that it doesn't have one of these three things. So the first thing that she found was in pretty much all of the shakes she looked at was soy. So soy is very, very cheap to manufacture. So a lot of companies dump soy into their shake because they can make a lot of money selling their shake because soy is so, so cheap. The second thing she found was artificial flavors. So shake companies are making all kinds of crazy flavors for their shakes, like all the ice cream flavors and just every flavor under the sun. You can find a protein shake in that flavor. And the reason why they're doing this is because they want you to taste it and think, oh, that tastes amazing. And so you keep drinking it because it just tastes so good. But really, it's loaded with artificial flavors. And that alone can wreak havoc on your metabolism, and that can prevent you from losing weight. So if you have been, you can think back to maybe the first couple days you drank Shakeology, maybe it didn't taste the greatest. And I think that's a good thing because it just shows you how natural Shakeology is. And our bodies are so used to artificial flavors that when we actually have something that is completely natural, we automatically think to ourselves, oh, that doesn't taste good, I don't like it. But if you stick with it, which most of you have done, you'll find that, 4, 5, 6, 7 days later, Shakeology actually starts to taste pretty darn amazing because our taste buds have become accustomed to natural flavors. And now something artificial, like a sweetened yogurt, for instance, doesn't taste that good to us anymore if you stick with clean eating. So these shakes that she found were just loaded with artificial flavors. So initially they tasted amazing, but really they are just doing horrible things for your metabolism. The third thing that she found was artificial sweeteners. So artificial sweeteners, they actually increase your blood sugar, they increase your cravings for carbs, so they are actually making you gain weight. So that is what she found was in the majority of the shakes: soy, artificial flavors, and artificial sweeteners. So Shakeology is pure as pure can be. There is no artificial colors, there's no artificial sweeteners, flavors. It is literally as pure can be. So what Shakeology is literally superfoods that have been found around the world. Darren Olean, he's actually the creator of Shakeology. So he set out around the world and found all these superfoods, and he dried them and made them into Shakeology. So when Isabel Deichler realized, okay, nothing is suiting my expectations, I'm not going to promote any of these shakes that are on the market right now, she came up with like a dream team list of all the superfoods that she would want to have in a shake, everything she would want to have in a day. So she sent Darren Olean out into he went all over the world, and he found all 70 of those superfoods. And what he did was they imported all those superfoods into the United States. And Shakeology is created in a lab in the United States. Whereas a lot of protein shakes, they are created in a factory in China. So you can imagine what, the standards and the food quality is there. So Shakeology is just, that's why it's more expensive, because it's a really high class product, and it's being imported from around the world and created in a laboratory. So I think that's just kind of good to point out as well. Okay, so Shakeology is what I like to refer as disease prevention. This is one of the coolest things I think about Shakeology, and this is why I will continue to drink it. So disease prevention. The top 4 most deadly diseases are on the rise: obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. I think we all know someone who is affected by one, if not all of those in our life, right? So it's not looking good. We are more educated now than we have ever been, all of us. We all know what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing, yet we are going in the wrong direction. These diseases are more prevalent, and they are disabling us more than they ever have. And we know better. We know what we need to do. So the superfoods in Shakeology do amazing things, but I'm going to break it down just to keep it simple into 3 different categories. So Shakeology can help to boost your immune system. So there are so many toxins and diseases out in the world, and the superfoods in Shakeology can help your body to naturally fight these things. Our immune system is significantly affected by stress. And when I say stress, I don't mean work stress or marriage stress or your kids stressing you out. I'm talking about stress from the environment and our lifestyle and the foods that we eat. We need the best defense mechanism possible, and that's where these superfoods come in handy. So how do you know if you are suffering from stress? Are you tired? Do you feel like you're not coping very well? Do you lose concentration? Do you not have that good of mental clarity? Those are all signs that you are not treating your body right and your immune system is down. So the superfoods in Shakeology can help boost your immune system so you don't experience these symptoms. I have not been sick in well over 2.5 years since I started drinking Shakeology. I have 4 little kids, all 7 and under. 3 of them are in school, and they are bringing home all kinds of germs into this house. And I have not been sick once. And I really do believe it is because I have built my immune system up so much because of Shakeology. So another thing that Shakeology can do is it reduces inflammation. So the superfoods in Shakeology can help reduce internal inflammation. So internal inflammation is the number 1 cause of almost every chronic disease out there. Arthritis, colitis, IBS, Alzheimer's, some types of cancers, diabetes, heart disease, eczema, migraines, fibromyalgia. Again, some of us are probably affected by a lot of those things, or we know someone who is affected by those things. So the superfoods in Shakeology, they act naturally to reduce inflammation in your body. And if you can reduce internal inflammation, a lot of these diseases can start to repair themselves. So you might notice a lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, a lower blood sugar, clearer skin, like Michelle said, less chronic pain. I've had a lot of challengers with fibromyalgia, and it's amazing what, 2-3 weeks into drinking Shakeology, they are almost pain-free. It's actually crazy. And the third thing, Shakeology acts like a gentle scrub brush to your inside. So if you have been drinking Shakeology, you might remember a little bit of digestive issues in the first few days or the first week. It could go either way for you. We won't get into details, but a lot of us experience some GI things happening. So 80% of us women struggle from some sort of digestive issues. There are prebiotic and probiotic digestive enzymes in Shakeology that help our bodies to absorb all the nutrients in our food. So a lot of us are not absorbing the food we eat. It is literally just passing right through us. And even if it is good food we are eating, we're not absorbing the nutrients properly. And when we're not getting the proper nutrients, we feel tired, lethargic, we can't concentrate, we feel blah, we're irritable, you just can't think properly. That's because we're not absorbing the nutrients. We're feeling nutrient deficient, and that's why we turn to junk food. And it's not because we are wanting junk food, it's just because we are nutrient deficient, and that's what our brain starts telling us, is to eat some junk and that'll make us feel better. But really, if we could just absorb the nutrients that we're giving our body, we would start to feel a lot better. So everything is going right through us without being absorbed. So what the digestive enzymes in Shakeology can do is it can sort of prime our digestive system so that we can absorb those foods again. So I like to think of it almost as like a clogged pipe, and things are going through, but nothing is touching the outside of that pipe. And we want our food to touch the outside of our pipe because that's how we absorb it. So Shakeology sort of clears everything out so that we can absorb everything properly. And if you are eating good foods, you will start to feel amazing because your body is absorbing the nutrients, like I said. Without Shakeology, if you just are sticking to clean eating, you still are going to feel the effects of clean eating. It doesn't take very long for your body to adjust to the clean eating and to feel really good. But a lot of us don't end up sticking to it because we aren't feeling as good as we could be. So with Shakeology, it just kind of amplifies everything and makes you feel so much better that you want to stick to what you're doing because you just feel so darn good. When I say disease prevention, like I said, that is why I drink Shakeology. If I can avoid, medications down the road or health troubles, that to me is just so worth drinking it. My mom is now drinking it, and I'm so happy that she is. My husband is drinking it. He replaced his Fruit Loops in the morning with Shakeology, and he's done that for probably close to a year now, and he's down like 20 pounds just by simply swapping out his Fruit Loops and drinking a Shakeology, and he feels so, so great. I'm a nurse, so if there's any other nurses in the crowd, that, we see people who have not taken very good care of themselves. And, I think that if they had the choice and could go back in time, they would have made better choices for themselves. And they probably could have avoided a lot of what has happened to them. It always kind of makes me sad, but had they taken better care of themselves, maybe they wouldn't have been in the situation that they are in. And Shakeology is just, to me, it's my vitamins, and it's everything that I need in a day. And that is why I will continue to drink it every single day. And I feel so passionate about that as well.
Isn't she so smart? Knows so much. Thanks, Megan. It is awesome to hear sort of the factual information about Shakeology, because I think it's really important that we all understand what we're putting in our body, especially when it is costing us money. And that's a couple things I'm going to cover now just to finish us off is a couple questions that I always get from people when you're trying to make the decision if you're going to try this product. Oftentimes you've purchased the challenge pack, so you know you've been able to try and experience our whole system together. You've got our amazing workouts, and you've got that fixed nutrition plan with those containers. You've got a spot in our challenge group to have our support and motivation to help you get to your goals. And you've also got this awesome big bag of Shakeology that you get to use for your first month. And then we have to make a choice. Are we going to continue on with this product or not? And of course, everyone always says, but Michelle, it's just so expensive. And I get it. You know what? I totally get it. I'm the same as you guys. I have to pay for it. I actually buy 3 bags a month, so that's really expensive. But in life, you get what you pay for, and that's just sort of a reality. But I also want you to ask yourself, how much would you pay for a healthy meal? I know for sure for a healthy meal, I'm not talking about going and supersizing at McDonald's. And actually that's going to be just as expensive, but I'm talking about a healthy meal. So a salad, maybe at Starbucks, you can get one of those plates with hard-boiled egg and grapes and all that, or you get a salad with chicken on it at a restaurant. You are definitely paying in the $7 and $8 range. Here, if you break down Shakeology, you're paying about $5 for your meal a day. Okay, I think the difference is we don't go out and buy 30 meals at once, right? We don't go out and start on the 1st of March and buy 30 meals a month. So we don't ever sort of think about it in that way. When you're purchasing Shakeology, you're getting the whole month's worth of meals, and you break it down, and it's really only $5. And that's not only replacing your meal for the day, but it's also, for myself, it replaces my vitamins. I don't worry about probiotics. I used to go out and buy bags of like chia seeds and goji berries, like all those different bags, and try to make my own stuff. And I mean, I can't even imagine how much money I was spending back then. I would go to Winners and buy all those bags. They have them, and I would make my own protein shakes with all this stuff in it. And now for $5 a day, I know I have that plus so much more. So that's how I look at it at my own house. Yes, it's an investment into my health. It's an investment into my future health. But really, when I break it down, it could potentially be saving me money because I'm not buying all that extra stuff. And the other popular question, and I asked it myself, was, I already have a protein shake, so I am covered. So this is the craziest thing that I think in our society, protein shakes have become this really trendy thing that we're all doing. We all think we need a protein shake. And I actually right now am doing a program that is for building muscle. So it's called Body Beast, and I want to get some nice muscle going on. So I actually take a protein shake 30 minutes after my workouts. So a full out protein shake, that's all that's in it is protein. And the reason I take that is as I'm building muscle, as I'm lifting weights, my muscles are getting little tears in them. So I need to rebuild that quickly within 30 minutes of working out. And that is what a protein shake is for. A protein shake is not for us to have at breakfast and add some banana and strawberries into it, or get that peanut butter parfait protein powder from GNC just to drink for breakfast. Our society, we are not protein deficient. We get tons of protein. We do not need more protein. We need more nutrients. And unfortunately, in that protein shake, unless you're taking that at the exact right time and for the exact right reason, it's not doing anything for you. It's not giving you any nutrients that you need to fight off cravings, to fight off disease, to give you the vitamins that you need every day. So I'm all for protein shakes. I take one every single day because of what I'm doing right now. But you really have to be careful of why you're using them. And as Megan said, Before I started Shakeology, I was doing protein shakes a couple times a day. I was taking them after my workouts. I was having them for breakfast because everyone said that's what you were supposed to do, take these protein shakes. And once I got Shakeology and then looked at the back of the bag of my protein shake, I realized that I was having all of this artificial sugar. And for a person, if anyone here has PCOS, you know what our body does with sugar. It holds on to it and turns it into fat. And that's exactly why I wasn't able to lose. I was working out like a crazy person and wasn't able to lose any weight. I was just filling my body with the wrong things. So those are things to think about when you're trying to decide if this is something you want to continue on with, or maybe even you're on this call and haven't even tried Shakeology before and you're trying to decide if this is something you would want to do. Again, these are our opinions, obviously. This is a product that we've fallen in love with, and we're just here to sort of pass on the knowledge, and we're here to support you through whatever. We want to help you get to your goals no matter what. We do believe in this. We do believe that it helps, that it's part of our system. It's part of why people get such good results with our programs and our products. And it's worked for us, so we just want to pay it forward. We're pretty passionate about it, as you can tell. And I guess I can open it up to questions. If anybody has any questions, if they're brave enough, you can unmute yourself and talk. Or there's also a chat box if you scroll down to the bottom of this screen, and you can type in any questions if you have them. We're happy to answer any questions at all. I'll kind of leave it for a couple minutes, and if anyone has anything. Do you have anything more, Megan? You're good. She's good. Anybody? And you can always message us too if you have questions. I know these calls are scary. You guys are all brave for getting on. Okay, I think that's good. I'm sure no one's going to pop on. So if you do have questions for us, just message us and we will answer anything for you, or message the coach that invited you to the call. And we thank you for joining us and hope everyone has a good night. Bye, guys.